This is the video review for Transformers Godmaster Overlord. He was a Japanese only figure. He did get released in Europe later on as well, but he was never released domestically here in the States. Power Master, or Godmaster as they're referred to. Here he is in his base mode. I figured I'd show this off first since it's the easiest. He's a couple different vehicles, a tank and a jet, but right now they're spread out into a base mode. He's got a little gun emplacement over here, some towers, things, these ramps, a little repair bay over here, and the arm is movable and twistable. Some guns over there, little car, and of course Giga and Mega, the Power Masters. I usually like to stick one up here in the command tower, and the other one can turn into the little Power Master mode and plug into this car here. And become the engine for this little vehicle that can drive around the base. A really neat base mode, a really wide base mode. There's Starscream, just to give you an idea of how big the base mode is. And really cool. The only drawback I have to this particular base mode is that all of these greenish blue ramps, they just set in place. They don't snap in or anything. They just kind of sit in some grooves and hold it all together. So it's you couldn't pick the whole base up like you could with Scorponok or Trypticon or some of those when they're in base mode. But a very neat looking base, very wide. Definitely got some play value in the base mode. Now I'll go ahead and pop them out of there, and we'll transform them to their individual vehicle modes. Go ahead and take these ramps and set them off to the side. Pull off all of these radar dishes and the gun emplacement and the radar dish and this gun, and then we'll go to vehicle mode. To do that, we're going to take this half here, fold this gun up, fold this down and around, that up, down and around, keep that in, and there you can see we have half a tank. Do the same thing over here on this side. Fold this crane up, down and around. Oh, forgot to fold that ramp in first. Fold around. There's the other half of the tank. And then we put this little turret piece right in there. And snap the tank together. And there you have the tank. Then we'll take this, push these down, fold those in, flip this up, fold in that gun, flip down this landing gear, I'll turn this top bit around and fold it down. Fold these down, fold these down. These will slide forward and lock into place. The arms slide up. Turn those around, turn that around, flip the fins up. And there you have, I don't know why they have this front landing gear when it doesn't touch anything, but there we have the stealth jet. They do have individual weapons, or a little thing, you can put a couple of the towers on these things, and of course the Power Master pilots can sit. They lay down, they don't actually sit, but they can go in the cockpits on each of these vehicle modes. So there you go. There's not a whole lot of posability on these modes. What you see is what you get. They do have wheels on the bottom. They can both roll. But the turret, I mean, the only action you're going to get on this is that the turret can move up and down on the tank. But the turret does not turn since it's two separate pieces. Just showing you off. And again, just a comparison to Starscream in vehicle mode, you can see that quite large. Especially the jet, very big stealth jet. The fins are a little floppy, but it's just how it goes. I apologize if I got right up on the mic. I'm not entirely sure where the mic itself is on this camera, so if I just talked right into it, I apologize. And then real quick, we'll go to robot mode. And again, I'm going to pull these off. Take the Power Master out. And popping right in here will allow this to unlock. Just plug them in right here. make it snap into place here. Oh, whoops, that's because I was doing it upside down. Plugs right in. The halves snap apart very easily. And then we'll go ahead and pop the Powermaster out. We'll see why in a minute. We'll slide these feet out and take one of these ramps, this ramp right here, attach it to the front of the tank, and we'll set that to the side for the time being. Take the other ramp, we're going to do the same thing, attach it onto the front of the tank, and set that aside. Then we go to the jet, and we do the same thing. Powermaster right into here, and that, you see that slides the arms down. If you saw that, but the arms just slid back to unlock them. You can fold this back along the back if you'd like. I usually go ahead and pull it off because it's going to become an arm shield. But there we have, and you can see the upper torso of Overlord there. Flip out his hands. You can, since his arms are unlocked, you can move them up. And then we take the two halves of the tank and just plug them right into the front here. There's a little post, and fold them down. Make sure the feet come out. And there he is. The jet attaches right there on his arm. He does have one of the towers becomes his rifle, and it does shoot a little spring-loaded missile there. The rest of the pieces are extra. And then he does have these breast flaps. If you open them up, you can then stick the Powermasters into. In this case, when you snap this one in, these little guns pop out of his chest. When you snap in over here, you can see this gun folds out of his chest. And they have Godmaster, Overlord, and Robot mode. Like I said, you can leave that along his back if you don't want him to have it. I like having him have the jet cockpit over here as kind of a shield. Now I remember mentioning in my Scorponok review that he was the largest American release Decepticon. He is the biggest. Scorponok is the biggest Decepticon we ever got in the G1 line in the United States. Just real quick, here he is compared with a deluxe class Starscream. But if you also recall in the Scorponok video, I mentioned that the biggest G1 Decepticon overall was in fact Overlord. And as you can see, Scorponok's got a little bit more bulk to him, but Overlord is just a tad bit taller. Not much. I mean, comes to the horns, it's not much, but Overlord's just a little bit taller than Scorponok. But a great figure. I want to give a big thanks to Soundwave2 of TFW2005.com. He's the one who sold me this for a very nice price. Thank you very much, Soundwave2. You rock. Definitely buy from that guy if you have the opportunity. G1 Godmaster Overlord.